there is much more going on than meets the eye. The adventure begins here. And that's how trades are done on CS Money. With Hellcase multi-cases, you're no longer restricted by random case opening mechanisms. Now, you are able to pick any of the cells containing skins and actually determine what you win. Use the promo code and dive right in.
Alright, hey everyone, welcome to the broadcast. The name's Sir Danny. We're going to be jumping into our best of 3 relatively soon. As you can see, it's going to be Gambit Esports going up against Prosto here in our first best of 3 of the day. As we can see, we got ourselves the Vitos here. If you haven't been able to check them out on HLTV, this is a good place to see them. As we can see, you know, the likes of Prosto did decide to ban the map of Trade, and Gambit decided to ban Nuke. The pick of Mirage doesn't make a lot of sense here for Prosto. It is one of their most played maps, and I think they even have a pretty good win percentage on it. Something like 80%. And the Gambit guys, I think they only won once with this new roster where they have Axel and Demasig in it. And I think they even played it a month ago, and even that was, I think, in the CIS qualifier. So Gambit seemed to be avoiding a map like Mirage, so Prosto does make a lot of sense for them to be picking such map against their opponents. The overpass map pick also makes sense here for Gambit. As you can see, it's also one of the maps they do end up playing in our decider. If it will be necessary, it will be Infernus. Of course, guys, we're still going to be waiting a little bit before our matchup could begin, but I'd say this should be quite an interesting matchup. It's always very interesting to be seeing CIS teams going up against each other. You could say that it should be a good game here for Gambit. They should be able to come out on top here against Prosto, but the way these CIS matchups go, I mean, they can really go either way. But I think, even in this scenario, Gambit should be able to overwhelm the youngsters here of Prosto. You can see that pretty early on here. The guys here from Prosto might just actually try to go for this 8 bomb site push. They have some of that utility being deployed over the bomb site. Axel will now retreat. Gonna play this one quite safely, and Prosto taking over window control. This is some good stuff here by Yakinder. Gets the first kill on Mo, and it looks like Gambit still want to try to attempt to go for the retake, but I mean, Yakinder gets blinded with flash, and yet Axel gets the kill while it's crawling for the murder hole. There's actually some good stuff from Axel. Looks like the rest of the Gambit squad are going to continue on pushing forward, and yet it can't really seem to catch a single kill from the POV of the players. Right now, Demasig alongside Doja going to continue on moving forward, going to try to attempt the retake. Not sure how much success can they find here because the positionings here of Prosto are looking very solid at this point. Doja has to kill so many players, and yes, that's going to be the first round here for Prosto. I think I've seen them actually attempt a similar pistol round before. Not really remember when that happened, but we saw that the Prosto guys deployed some grenade, I believe, towards CT spawn as well as towards connector. They decided to take jungle control, pretty interestingly enough. They were able to overwhelm the Gambit players there, and of course, window. If you're able to hold on to the words window and look towards murder hole, that is such a powerful position here for the Prosto players. And interestingly enough, we saw Gambit have a pretty good counter for it. Yaxel was able to get that kill. You can see that Mo does some decent damage early on here onto Ivan and Flarich. They have been softened up by that scout. And with that being said, the Prosto guys taking over some mid control. A pretty deep smoke here towards connector. This will allow him free reign towards short, and looks like it's just going to be a simple B split here on the bomb site. So far, so good here for Gambit. Been able to get that one kill. There's Mir timing it with a kill of his own, and that nade Actually does some damage onto him here, but looks like it will be a very clean round here for Gambit. When you look at it, it's Lonesome Def now left in a very difficult situation. Has to go up against 4 Gambit players, and, well, Def, as his name implies, I'm sure we'll see the end of this player. Not really see him, well, because I can't find him any opportunities. He can get a situation like this. The Gambit players are playing this one very safe. They're not going to be giving up any kills that easily. But the bomb now being dropped in short area, I mean, you can see that the majority of the players, in fact, every single one of them from Gambit, is stationed at the B bomb, so just ready and waiting for Prosto's Def to either come in there through the kitchen area, short, or even the apartments. D-Mystic seems to be ready and waiting with that Galil of his. Def right now, gonna move on in. D-Mystic gets the tag on Def, and of course, a kill and a round here for Gambit. That's some very great shooting with the scout there, Doja. It's a bit of a shame that we didn't get to see his full POV. How was he able to do so much work with that scout of his? But we saw that this was a very good force play from Gambit. They have been able to reset the economy here of Prosto, and it looks like the youngsters will decide to go for what seems to be, yeah, a force break from their part. We can see some of the upgraded pistols coming into play. The Mac 10 here for Kenzer, interestingly enough. The fact that the Prosto players are grouping up here towards this A bomb site kind of telegraphs that it's going to be an A bomb site hit. We can see the utility being deployed. I think, yes, Axel has been smoked out of here. Not going to be able to find anything just yet. In fact, Prosto might just be able to plant the bomb here in this position, which honestly isn't that bad. That's going to be extra money in the pockets here of the Prosto guys. And of course, this being a 5-on-5 retake, it's still a possibility here for Prosto to get something done. But interestingly enough, they have 3 of their players towards, in fact, 4 players now pushing out towards CT. Of course, Gambit deploying their own flashbangs, and as we can see, this ain't the most easiest of rounds here for Gambit, but they are able to overwhelm every single Prosto player. Right now, they got themselves a very good opportunity to get the defuse in, and Dev right now is stuck here in ramp. Once he peeks on in, I'm certain one of the Gambit players is going to find his head, and yes, that's going to be D-Mystic with the round kill. That's going to be 2 rounds for Gambit here on the CT side of Mirage. Some pretty good stuff here for Gambit right now. I really like the fact how they were able to keep their calm in that situation. They realized the very simple factor that, yes, we allow the Prosto guys to take over bombs control. Let them have it. Let them plant the bomb. Let them have this 5-on-5 scenario. But, of course, it being a 5-on-5, the Prosto guys, they can't just sit there on the bomb site and just wait for the Gambit players to come their way. They realized the very simple nature of their execute here, that very high likely that the Gambit guys, they still have a decent amount of utility remaining. Thus, if they would just continue on holding their passive positions, they could get easily overwhelmed by the Molotovs, the grenades, and whatnot. Right now, Prosto going pretty simple push here on the bomb site. Can't see him finding too much success here. The eco, yes, going to be a pretty clean one here for Gambit, as they're able to overwhelm every single Prosto player and not use a single guy of their own. That is pretty good here for Gambit. Yes, this is going to be the round where the Prosto players have a decent amount of equipment here. You have your AK-47s, the utility is also there. I do wonder how they're going to be using this round, as you can see some of those players are making their way towards top middle. Smoking in here to block out the vision of Mir though, so this will get something done, or in fact that's going to be Mosey WP in connector. Pretty good shot there on the left of Flarage. Looks like the Gambit players showed off some of their mid presence here. They had a guy in window, they had a guy in connector, but looks like they're gonna abandon that part of the map for now. Actually, they will allow Prosto to take over for it. The Prosto guys are using a decent amount of utility themselves. They've now, I think, thrown down smoke towards window. I'm not sure where they're gonna continue on moving forward, but as we do get to see the bomb carrier making his way towards the B bombs, I wouldn't be too surprised if this will be a B split. You can see that right now there's only low Doja here at the bomb site. He does have Mir to back him up, but of course Doja is gonna need some backup. There's the help of Mir. He does get 2 massive kills. That's a lineup for Mir, and most importantly, he shuts down the push here from Prosto. As Kenzer now left the only guy here in the apartments. There's 2 kills for Kenzer, not too shabby, but of course he still has to face the remaining Gambit players. And that is where Mo chimes in with a kill of his own and 4 rounds for Gambit. Yeah, looks like this round is going to be pretty simple eco for Prosto. They're in fact very close to actually reaching maximum lose money bonus, which does end up meaning that the Prosto guys, they can invest here in some of those upgraded pistols, the Kevlar as well. As even if they end up losing this round, they're still going to have a decent amount of money. As you can see, this is a pretty good setup here from Demasik and Mo. Able to shut down every single Prosto player. Ooh, didn't really notice it, but Def apparently gets the kill on Doja. But yes, this round is pretty much over here for Prosto. The nade doesn't do too much damage here in Kenzer, but Demasik is getting the last kill, and that's going to be the 5th round here for Gambit in, I'd say, pretty quick succession. This has been looking so far as a pretty solid CT side for the Gambit players. And most importantly, I'd love to see something out of the Prosto guys, because they have shown us some excellence, you know. The interesting thing about Prosto, you know, they have some very skilled individuals you cannot take away from them. You have the likes of Kinder, Ivan, and Flarage, but it's very hard to see a game where you get to see all 3 of the aforementioned players have a good game in one map, so to speak, or entire best of 3 series. It's going to be more often than not one player getting a lot of kills, the other guys just kind of more of the passive side. If only the Prosto players would have matches where all 3 of their star players end up firing off in all cylinders, then they would be having some of those easier matchups, but right now that's definitely not the case. Some of their star players definitely struggling in this matchup so far. We get to see that Kenzer ends up dying pretty early on here. Def gets... Actually, the nade doesn't do too much amount of damage. I actually thought the nade is going to be a bit more effective here on the feet of Def. Right now, looks like Prosto going to continue on with their push here. Oh no. This is a pretty good setup here from Demasik and Mo, and would you look at that? Mir finds the kill. And right now, the Prosto guys, what on earth are they supposed to do? They realize there's guys in connect on this guy in short. There's a Kinder finding a massive kill on Mo. That at least gives them a bit of a more possibility to work with. There's another kill from Ivan. Maybe it's not looking too bad here for the Prosto players. As the Kinder might just... Oh, he doesn't see Mir in that position. Smoke blocks off the vision for Kinder. But he is kind of anticipating short guys still to be there. Actually, Prosto might just be able to make their way into the bomb site here, as we can see. For now, there's only one guy here on the bomb site itself. That's actually Axel holding on from ramp, but as Doja finds the kill on Kinder, it becomes very difficult for Ivan to get this one in, as, yep, there's Axel from ramp. Another round here for Gambit, the 6-1 for them. And it kind of looks like the Prosto players will have to go for another purchase here, as they have a decent amount of money to actually get those AK-47s out. That's definitely the case. But that's the thing, I mean, they haven't been able to get too much rounds to the board, and this being their own map pick, you're hoping to see a bit more success out of them, but for now, I'm quite surprised to see how well Gambit are performing here in Mirage. Yeah, the tactical pause does make a lot of sense here for Prosto. They've lost themselves, well, as you can see, guys, 6 rounds in a row. So that's obviously not too good here for Prosto. Looks like their coach might have given them some more insight on their approach in this round. We'll see what they can do here. I mean, in the past, you know, at the start of this half, they definitely showed us that they're very good on their executes, which they did on both the B-bomb side and as well as the A-bomb side. So I wouldn't be too surprised if they actually go down to some of these basics here. We can see that the majority of the players are actually stationed here towards ramp, so like I said, I wouldn't be too surprised if it will be just a simple execute. Axel definitely sees the feet there of Flarage. If anything right now, we still gotta be quite careful here. Flarage and doesn't anticipate Axel being that angle. And most importantly, Kenzer finally gets a kill there from the apartments. Shall I say the palace area. Now, this is still a 4-on-4 scenario. This is still pretty good here for Prosto. Kenzor does see the head there of Axel and lands one more crucial headshot. And right now, this is the perfect opportunity for the Prosto guys to continue on with this bomb site push. As we can see, Ivan has a very powerful position there towards the window area. Yet, if anything, Prosto might have some difficulties actually entering the bomb site itself. Mo has a very good angle right now. But Def just get the better of him. Mo is here and Mo lands up a second kill. Def is simply not quick enough with the refrag. And right about now, we can see this round is just falling apart for Prosto. They had such a good scenario at one point, but as we can see, it's all up to Ivan to try to get the clutch in, but 40 seconds remaining. Ah, there's the much needed smoke grenade for Prosto to actually block off the vision of Mo. Not gonna be committed to the bomb plant just yet, Ivan. But of course, it would be good for them to actually get this bomb down, as with that bomb being planted, there's extra money here in the pockets of the Prosto guys. There's Ivan getting the kill on Doja. And right now, there's still a pretty decent chance here for Ivan. He's got to be able to spot out both these players coming in from the same angle. He's definitely anticipating someone to come in there from CT. And right now, I think he might have spotted out the head there of Mo. Looks like the Gambit player is going to continue on moving forward. He sees the shadow of Mo, and right now, Ivan just sticking in the smoke, hoping to get a lucky knife in. But as we can see, that's going to be another round here for Gambit, and this is now looking pretty horrid for the Prosto guys. I like their there initially, trying to go for that A execute once they were able to take down the two A-side defenders. But we saw that if only they would have had a couple more smoke grenades, or even that one smoke grenade remaining, they would have been easily smoking off Mo from CT spawn, able to get the bomb plant in, and in that 4-on-3 scenario, that's looking much more likely for Prosto to win the round. But as they decide to actually overwhelm Mo, that is where they've struggled. Some loose timings, and they weren't able to get the refrag in on Mo quick enough. There's Mir burning by his own flames from the Miss Molotov. Oh man, is it gonna get him? Yep, it sure does. Pretty early kill here from Mo. Heaven gets overwhelmed by the AWP shot as well as the HE grenade. Def might find some good timing here. It doesn't look like a single Gambit player is actually looking towards connector. So this is a very good opportunity for Def to actually get something done here. He sees Axel lines up the kill. Right now, if anything, Mo is going to have to be very careful from the CT positioning, because they should realize there's definitely a guy here in the window area. And if Prosto want to continue on pushing on this bomb site, they still must be very careful about the CT position. But as Def goes down, I wouldn't be too surprised if Prosto end up changing their plans, but Kenzor still ends up peeking. It kind of looked possible that Flyerch might begin to rotate back towards the B bomb site, but right now he's definitely in a very difficult scenario against the 4 Gambit players. I think, yep, Doja definitely hears the player, puts himself in a pretty good angle to get that kill. And there's now 8 rounds here for Gambit on the CT side. This isn't looking too good here for Prosto. You can see that Gambit as well, on the back of them winning 6 rounds in a row. They've actually, no, make that 8 rounds in a row, pardon me. They've built up quite the economy. We can see that Mo, Mir, sing around the $13,000 mark. Doja around 10,000. Well, looks like our little tactical timeout turned into a technical pause here. Not sure if there's any serious issue for either of the teams right now, but I hope they can just continue on moving forward. But yeah, even a long timeout like this could actually work out here for Prosto. I mean, this is actually a pretty good way to be using a technical pause in your favor. I mean, this being an online game of CS, you can have some of that extra time to actually discuss your approach for the current scenario here, the second half. Especially as this first half is more or less coming to a close. I mean, Prosto need at least a couple more rounds here on the terrorist side, because this is now looking pretty awful. And right now, as you can see, they've more or less run out of money. They're back on just the pistols here. I actually do like this from Prosto. Looks like they're going to try to keep things simple in this round. They should be able to plant the bomb in this scenario, as we can see. There's only one guy here from Gambit. That's, of course, Axel holding off here towards that A bomb site. So there's definitely a good opportunity for the Gambit players, or shall I say, for Prosto to actually enter this A bomb site. Because I'm almost certain once Axel sees smoke grenades flying over on this A bomb site, I wouldn't be too surprised if he just continues on holding quite passively here. Just gonna wait for the smoke grenades to fade, but as we can see, Prosto, they have deployed the grenades. They're now gonna make their way into the bomb site, plant the bomb as expected. Oh, Mo hoping to see a player there. He actually lines up the shot. Well done there by Mo, but there's a lot more players he has to face here. Of course, Prosto can't just be sitting around here in the A bomb site. They have to try and get these kills here as soon as possible. For now, it is working out very good here for Gambit's Mir. There's, of course, Kenzer alongside Def, trying to do whatever they can in this position, but I mean, Kenzer into the best of spot. He's out here in the sandwich area. Could be good for one kill, or not a single one at that. That's going to be 9 rounds here for Gambit on the CT side. And right now, obviously, the best case scenario for Prosto is to try and attempt to win the remaining 5 rounds during the half. Then we could say that, okay, that's a somewhat good half. You know, 9-6 scoreline, pretty decent for Prosto. But I mean, they struggle actually getting this 1 round of the board, and how on earth are they going to be winning 5 rounds in a row? We'll obviously have to wait and see. Maybe Prosto could actually pull out something out of the hat, but that's obviously not looking too likely. Some mid-presence here from Prosto. Actually going to be very quick on this mid-presence. They might just continue on with their push on short. Well done here by Demasig. But interestingly enough, Flyers didn't have a single teammate backing him up. We saw Def actually trying to win the fighting connector. Ivan just slowed down to a crawl, and would you look at that? There's the middle push going down. Kinder is found out in the apartments. And this round has just fallen apart here for Prosto. There's lonesome Kenzer here on the A bomb site, but I'm not really sure if he can find anything at this point. In fact, this is quite interesting that even though the Gambit players have no idea about the positioning of the bomb, they don't have a single player here on this A bomb site, in fact. If Kenzer is able to have the bomb in his shoulders right now, he could very easily just plant the bomb here on the A bomb site, but that's really not the case in this round. Kenzer, though. Kenny, nope. Demasig has got a pretty good angle there on the last remaining Prosto player. That's going to be 10 rounds here for Gambit. And I guess, yeah, of course, the Prosto players still have a decent amount of money here to make a purchase. It's going to be back with the rifles. I was maybe hoping to see a bit of a switcheroo here from the terrorists. Maybe they would have decided to purchase the sniper rifle, as they have been very unsuccessful in their attempt to try and get these entry frags here. Right now, Mo still holding off a tight angle here towards connector, but it's actually going to be Flarich to find the first kill. That's pretty well done here by Flarich. So the question does remain, what does Prosto want to do in this scenario? They have the man up. That's actually pretty well done here. But as we can see, they're not going for any significant plays as of yet. They're still holding off their positions, especially towards middle. You can see that is where 4 players are stationed here from Prosto. They have smoked off some of the more important choke points here, window as well as connector. But I think Mir right now is just ready and waiting to see a player in his crosshairs. Easy kill there for Mir. And it was a good attempt there by Yakinder, not gonna lie, but of course, Mir was just one step ahead. And right now, the Prosto player is gonna continue on with their push of the bomb. So there's some good kills here from Prosto. They're finally able to get something done here, but it's still a 1-on-2 scenario looking pretty good here for Gambit. That's one more round of the books for them. This is now 11 rounds for the Gambit players, and it's obviously looking pretty horrid for Prosto yet again. I can't stress the fact that if they can't get the last remaining rounds here on the terror side, this might just be a very quick first map. And for those who are tuning in, this is of course the map pick of Prosto. They have decided to pick Mirage against the likes of Gambit. Our second map will be of course the map pick of Gambit, and that's going to be Overpass. A third map is going to be, if it's going to be required, I do believe it's Inferno. Looks like Prosto gonna try to keep things pretty simple in this round. Doja, ready and waiting. See the players come his way, does hand the kill, and the second one on Yakinder. But it's still looking pretty good here for Gambit. Here's Mir finding one more kill on Kenzer. He's also able to drop the bomb in this scenario, and Prosto, I'm almost certain they're gonna continue on moving forward, but obviously you have to face the likes of Mir. That's free kills for Mir. And most importantly, another pause being taken here by the Prosto guys. Almost certain the 1.6 player, the coach here of Prosto, might just be giving them some bits and pieces on how to approach this upcoming round, because I mean, they have tried changing up the pace. I cannot deny that. You know, they tried to play a bit slower style of pace, didn't really work out. They tried to play a bit of a more execute style of play, where they had all 5 players and rushed to the bomb site. That also didn't really work out here for Prosto. But one of the more saddening things, or I'd even say the saddest thing here for Prosto, is that they had some very good scenarios where they could have been able to win rounds, where they had 4-on-3s. I think there was also a 3-on-3 they might have lost, and they just weren't able to close out rounds like that. Which is, of course, quite a bit of a shame. Right now, the Prosto guys, again, gonna be taking over the mid-prison. It seems like they're trying to move forward here towards the middle area, it looks like, but right now Gambit gonna be paying a bit of a more closer attention here towards middle, as they do have Mir in the ladder room. Oh, that's actually a damn fine nade by, I think, Mir, wasn't it? It's an early tag here on Def as well as Flarich. They definitely got themselves a very good position here. Flarich should be able to shut down Mir in this position if he's able to see him, as he does have the superior angle of that position. It does look like right now Prosto gonna make this push of the bomb, so this could actually work out here for Prosto. There's of course one more player coming out of the apartments. Axel has revealed his position, but most importantly, Prosto are able to win all these fights. They're gonna be able to plant the bomb in this situation, and Doja alongside Mir, almost certain they're gonna go for the retake here, but this is looking very good here for Prosto. Oh no. It suddenly turns into a 2-on-1 scenario. It's all up to Def to try and get this clutch. But of course, he doesn't have too much HP to work with, and once he reveals his position, that should be an easy killer here for Gambit. They're making sure they're gonna try to clear him out, and that's going to be another round here for Gambit in the works. That was, again, a pretty nice attempt there for Prosto. The push they made here for Connector, the Gambit players had no idea about that being a possibility, and we saw Mo was pretty open there, and the guy that came out the palace was able to shut him down, but still, it looks so good there for Prosto at one point, and yet it's still Gambit coming out on top. And I do have to admit one thing. I really enjoy the fact that Gambit, you know, throughout the entirety of this first half, even though they're winning in a pretty significant margin, we can see that how well they're playing and how they're actually respecting their opponents here, Prosto. More often than not, that you're going to be seeing when a team is actually, well, in a pretty fair position, has got like maybe 10 rounds, the opponent's won, you're going to begin to see the CTs just making these sort of aggressive plays, making pushes and whatnot, unnecessary pushes I might add. And I actually do enjoy the fact to see that Gambit, you know, they're playing very structured CS right now, probably thanks to the Blade system. As we can see, Prosto right now going to continue on with their push to the bomb site, and it's not going to work out for them at all. There's Ivan still alive and kicking, but it looks like even if he does end up winning the fight against Doja, I'm not sure if he can actually make his way in the apartments. You can see that Mo, ready and waiting here in the kitchen, alongside his teammate Axel. Actually, might just if there does end up picking up the bomb, it's still very hard for him to win the round, and that's pretty much it here for the first half. It's 14-1 in favor of Gambit. So if Gambit ends up winning the pistol round, that's going to be pretty much it for this first map of the best of 3 series. Very good half for them. Can't take that away from them. Looks like the Gambit player is going to keep things pretty simple in this round. They have Doja with the utility. They're going to be deploying it over to the A bomb site, and it looks like the push is now going to take place. The Prosto guys, they can't really say they have bad positions. In fact, they might just be able to get something done here, and yet Ivan from the A side almost lining up the kill, and yet he has been found out, and he still somehow wins the fight against Doja. Finally, we're down to a proper 2-on-2 scenario, which is still looking not too bad here for Prosto. They're still in a pretty good position to actually get something done here. There's Kenzer with a very nice one tap on the head of Dimasic. Right now, Mir, if he can, he will get the kill on Def. So we're down to a very simple one-on-one scenario in which, obviously, if you're Mir, you anticipate the Kenzer player to be somewhere around the connector area. But as he ends up planting the bomb, he can now be anywhere on the map. Oh, looks like Kenzer might have anticipated for Mir to make his way to the B bomb site, but that's not really the case. Mir definitely spotted him out, and Kenzer doesn't look like he knows about it. Mir gets the peek in and gets the kill on Kenzer. What a good clutch for Mir, and most importantly, 4 kills for him into the round. It is also quite important to note that if we take a look at the fragging potential here for Gambit, every single player is able to find some very crucial kills. Like every single one of them was able to have a moment or two where one or two crucial kills really helped his team to win the round. We saw Doja have some impact, Mo with 8 OP, Mir as well, Baxel, Dimasic, all 5 players here from Gambit. This round though, it's a pretty good start here from Prosto. You get to see that Def with that deagle of his. Let's get the first kill on Mir. So it may not necessarily be the easy victory here for Gambit. As the Prosto guys, they have decided to go for the force play here, and we can see that where on earth is... Where's Ivan's station? I think he's... Oh, it's actually from Ticket Booth, okay. I was maybe hoping to see the scout player to be stationed in the middle, but Ticket Booth is also a pretty good position for a CT to be holding. I can't really say I'm a very big fan of Dev's position right now. It would be quite problematic for him to get out of here if there'd be some of these Gambit players close by. And the flash does come in here, but I wouldn't say that Dev has to be peeking at that scenario like this. His team is already in a pretty good scenario. They might just be able to close this one out. See right now, Kenzo holding for a tight angle here. Axel still wins the fight with that Mac 10 of his. Looks like Axel might just be the one to try and pull off a fake here by making a lot of noise here towards the B bomb side, but we can still see there's still 2 players here holding things off here on the B bomb side. Dimasic clearing things out, doesn't see the player take a move. Now he knows his positioning, but of course there's still one more guy they haven't really checked. There's Flarich here from under, and there we go. That's a massive kill for Flarich, and I think there's not a single, simply not enough time here for Gambit to actually get the bomb down. That's going to be another round here for Prosto. At least they get 2 rounds here on their first map, but it's obviously not looking too great here for the CTs. Looks like in this round they will try to reply with a force buy of their own. You're gonna see that. Oh, alright. Ivan gonna get an early kill here on Mo. Ain't looking too bad here for the Prosto players. As with that initial pick in middle, it doesn't look like they're gonna continue on holding things off. Oh, actually, there is still a certain def here in connector. But I think even here we realized that he doesn't necessarily have to hold on to towards this position anymore. But it does look like Mir might find some good timing here on the safe bomb side. And slowly but surely he is shifting towards here how to connector area. And it looks like, well, Ivan ends up peeking it, but it's a bit too late. As we can see, Mir and Axel have been making some steady progress right now at the bomb side. They might just continue on with their push, but I think they might anticipate one more CT here towards ticket booth. And right now, there you go, the smoke ends up being deployed. Flarich right now doesn't see Axel there, finally does so, but of course, there's going to be a lot more Gambit players entering this bomb site right now. Flarich, good shot from him. This definitely puts his team in a bit of a more doable scenario. Of course, Mir and Axel don't really have the most amount of HP in the world. That does come in. Some good damage being dealt yet again on Axel. As the bomb does go down, it's actually not a pretty bad position here for Gambit. You can see that they have two players stationed towards ramp. Most importantly, they have the likes of Mir stationed here towards jungle. It looks like, yes, he's going to go in for the wraparound. I don't think Kenzer Nikinder will be anticipating to be taking place. Right now, they're having a very difficult time getting these kills. And as we can see, the flanking from Mir could actually be the death here of Prosto. There's Nikinder still trying to get this clutch in, but it's looking very hard for him. That's going to be it here for our first map, 16-2 in favor of Gambit. And we're going to be heading over to Overpass.